Hello, my honorable lecturer and all of my friends. It's Intan. Today I would like to share two lesson plans that I have made. It is about report and explanation text. Firstly, I will tell you about the lesson plans of report text. As you can see here, it is for the 11th grade and using discovery learning. The time allotment is 4 times 45 minutes, which means that it will be done in 2 meetings. Therefore, I will not mention the learning objective one by one. You can pause it here and read it by yourself. And let's jump to the learning activities that will be done in the first meeting. In pre-activities, just the basic one, greeting, cleaning the environment, and then praying, checking students' attendance, and asking questions that related to the topic. It is about report text, and specifically I choose animals, and then I use a kangaroo as the example. Therefore, the question will be, do you know kangaroo? What do you know about kangaroo? What comes to your mind if I say kangaroo? Something like that. Therefore, the students have to answer these questions by using their prior knowledge. Jump to the main activities. In discovery learning, there will be stimulation at the first stage. The teacher here will play a video about kangaroo. Here is the link if you want to know more, and I will show you a little bit about the video here. So I choose this video because the video is quite short, and beside that there are subtitles that could help the students in understanding the video. Therefore, they know the language features of the report text indirectly. So the next stage is problem statement. After watching the video, the teacher will ask some question like, do you find new information from the video? Is it different from your knowledge or something interesting that you found in the from the video? After that, the students share their opinion about that, and then the teacher tells what they are going to do during the learning process. It will make the students ready and not shocked because they already know about what will happen during the learning process. And then the next stage is data collection. Here the teacher divides the students into groups that consist of 3 to 4 students. And the teacher will ask them to choose the category using the categories that already decided by the teacher using the lottery. The categories are pets, farm animals, and wild animals. Why did I decide to differentiate the animals? Because as senior high school students, I hope that they know more various kinds of animals. And here, after getting the category from the lottery, each group have to decide or choose what animals that will they write. After that, the teacher checks whether the students choose the same animals or not, and in case if there are groups that choose the same animals, therefore those groups have to choose another animals. For example, if there are groups that choose lion, therefore those groups cannot make a report text about lion. There will be no group that talk about lion. It is for the fairness. And then in data processing, the teacher lets the student students to find out the reliable information that they need to construct their report text from the internet. Because they are in senior high school, I'm pretty sure that they already allowed to bring smartphone to the school. And then the teacher will ask the students to make mind map. They have to make the mind map as interesting as possible, because this mind map will be submitted, and it also will help them, right, in making the report text. After that, in verification, the teacher controls and monitors the progress of the students. If there are something that confusing for the students, the teacher will guide the students. And in post activities, the teacher will ask the students to continue their work at home, and they have to bring their report text on the next meeting. After that, the teacher closes the learning activities by giving suggestion and then praying. After that, saying goodbye. In the second meeting, in activities are not really different from the previous meeting, and then the difference here is the teacher giving a game. The name of the game is word chain. The game here is like this. The teacher divides the class into two big groups, and then also divides the whiteboard into two by make line using the board marker, and then the teacher has to write a name of animal. For example, the teacher write duck, D-U-C-K. The last letter of the animal is K. Therefore, the next person should continue it by this last letter. The next name can be kangaroo, and then the next one should continue by O, can be orangutan, and then continue. After playing the game, we jump to the main activities. Still with stimulation, the teacher can stimulate the students by asking what they have learned in the previous meeting. After that, in verification, the teacher asks all groups to submit their report text to be assessed. And then each group has to present their text through their mind maps only. Therefore, they will show their mind maps and tell their friends and also the teacher what they have wrote based on the mind maps. It will also help the teacher to know whether the students already understand what they have made, or they just write it without understanding it. After that, the teacher asks the other students to give comments for their friends' performance. And then in generalization, the teacher will give confirmations if there are different opinions or something that's still confusing for the students. And the last, now the teacher give feedback to the students about the text that they have made in general, or can be specifically one by one. It's based on the time. And then in the post activity, the teacher and the students conclude the material together. After that, the teacher leads the pray, and then the teacher say goodbye, and then leaving the classroom. So those for the lesson plans in the report text. Now let's jump to the explanation text. So here is the lesson plans for the explanation text. with the same grade, the same model, and the same time allotment. Therefore, I will not mention the learning objective one by one. You can pause it here if you want to read. And now jump to the learning activities in the first meeting. In the pre-activities, the activities are the same. Therefore, the difference in here is in the questions that given by the teacher, because it is about explanation text and I choose flood as the example. The question can be, have you ever seen flood directly? Was the flood high or not? Here, the students will answer the questions based on their experience. After that, let's jump to the main activities. With the same stages, there will be stimulation. The stimulation here, the same as the previous lesson plan, using a video, and it is showing flood in Jakarta. The link of the video is right here, and I will put it in the description box. You can click it if you want to watch it. And here I will show you a little bit about the video. So I choose this video because the duration of the video is very short and it shows the damage that caused by the flood in Jakarta. Therefore, it will make the students curious why or how the flood happens. After watching the video, the teacher will ask questions that is really related to explanation text. It is, have you ever wondered how does the flood happen? In here, the students will share their opinion. After that, the teacher explains what they are going to do during the learning process. It is to make the students ready with the learning process. After that, the next stage is problem statement, where the teacher asks a question. Do you know the other natural phenomenon that often occurs in Indonesia? Can you mention the examples? And then the students will share their opinion and their knowledge about it. And the next stage is data collection. In the data collection, the teacher divides the students into pairs, and then each pair should make a draft of an explanation text about natural phenomenon that often occur in Indonesia. But in here, the teacher already limited the theme. The theme for the explanation text are how rain happens, how rainbow happens, how tsunami happens, and how landslide happens. Okay, therefore there will be pairs that have the same theme, but that's okay because they will develop their own explanation text, right? In data processing, the teacher asks each pair to make a draft. The draft here in the form that can be chosen by the students freely. I mean, the teacher doesn't decide whether they have to make mind map and infograph or something. They can just do drafting in this meeting. The draft is aimed to help the students in developing the explanation text that consists of 3 to 4 paragraphs. And then the teacher lets the students to find out the additional information that they need in developing the explanation text. After that, in verification, the teacher confirms and monitors the progress of the students' work, and if there is something that confusing for the students, therefore the teacher will guide them. In the post activity, the teacher of course will ask the students to continue their work at home. And then the teacher closes the learning activities by giving suggestions for their works, and then let them pray. After that, saying goodbye and leave the classroom. And then move to the second meeting. In here, the pre-activities are the same, but the difference here is the teacher giving a game. The game is a Hangman Game. For you that not understand, the Hangman Game is like this. The teacher divides the group into two big groups, the same as the previous lesson plan. And then the teacher will also divide the whiteboard into two using the board marker. And then the teacher give the okay, I will show you the picture in the discussion. I put the picture like this. Okay, this is the Hangman Game. The things that I prepare here is they have to guess the words that given by the teacher. So the helping letter here just H and S. So the words are earthquake and landslide. It is the natural phenomenon, right? And then here the teacher asks the students to guess the letter one by one. If there is a student that choose the wrong letter, for the example, they put here A. It is wrong, right? Because it is E. Therefore, the teacher will draw this head of a man in the hanger. And then when the other student is wrong in guessing the next or the other letter by giving maybe K in here, and then the teacher will draw another part of the man like this. When the students cannot finish their work, their words, until this man is hung on the hanger, then that group will be loose. Something like that. You can find out the more explanation in the internet. And then in the main activities, the stimulation is asking the students about what they have learned in the previous meeting. And then in verification, the teacher asks each pair to submit their work. After that, the teacher asks each pair to share their conclusion or their summary of the explanation text only, not telling the whole text. Therefore, it will be more effective. After that, the teacher, in generalization, the teacher will give confirmation if there is something that still confusing for the students. And then the teacher will give feedback for the students. Let's jump to the post activities. The teacher will conclude the material together with the students. After that, the teacher will lead the pray and then say goodbye and leave the classroom. So everyone, those are the lesson plans that I can share to you today. Thank you for watching the video. I hope this is understandable. Thank you.